Moving on, a 7-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court of India has ruled that an MP or MLA cannot claim immunity from prosecution on a charge of bribery in connection with vote or speech in the Parliament or Legislative Assembly. In a unanimous view, Supreme Court's constitution bench overruled the 1998 judgment in the P.V. Narasimha Rao case. The court expressed disagreement with its own judgment in the Narasimha case, which grants immunity to legislator for alleged bribery for making speech or vote in a particular manner in the House that has wide ramification. The top court held that corruption and bribery by legislators destroy the functioning of Indian parliamentary democracy. The bench headed by Chief Justice of India said bribery is not rendered immune, citing Article 105 or 194. The Supreme Court said the interpretation of P.V. Narasimha judgment is contrary to Articles 105 and 194 of the Constitution. Chief Justice Chandrachud further observed that the offence of bribe is crystallized on the taking of illegal gratification. It does not depend on whether the vote or speech is given later. A bench of 7 judges headed by Chief Justice of India in October reserved order after hearing the submissions. As the Supreme Court of India today overruled the 1998 judgment in the P.V. Narasimha Rao case, let's understand what this judgment was. During the 1995 monsoon session, during former Prime Minister Narasimha Rao's government, a no-confidence motion was brought against the union government. Sensational allegations were made against the then JMM MP Shibu Soren and 4 party MPs that they had taken bribe to vote against the no-confidence motion in the Lok Sabha. The Supreme Court that time quashed the case, citing the immunity given to them from legal action under Article 105(2) of the Constitution. The court said that the purpose of Article 105(2) and Article 194(2) is that members of Parliament and state legislative assemblies can speak or vote in a free environment without any worry or fear. Later in 1998, a constitution bench of 5 judges decided with a majority of 3-2 that public representatives cannot be prosecuted or for corruption or bribery committed by a member of the legislature. In a decision given in the 1998, MPs and MLAs were exempted from prosecution even for giving speeches in the House or taking bribes for voting. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has welcomed the Supreme Court judgment. On X, Prime Minister Narendra Modi says, and I quote, "A great judgment by the Honourable Supreme Court which will ensure clean politics and deepen people's faith in the system." And DD India correspondent Vikas Sarthi joins us with more updates. Vikas, simplify for us, how will the Supreme Court order strengthen the fight against corruption, especially when the cases are against elected representatives?
All right, Shubhendu, as you just mentioned that the 2 provisions of the article of the Constitution, 2 articles of the Constitution provides that an MP or MLA cannot be tried or cannot be prosecuted for whatever he's done in the House, whether it is related to a vote on a motion or it is the kind of any statement. But now Supreme Court today held that this earlier ruling of the Supreme Court in 1998, which was related to Narasimha Rao government, that was in fact a misinterpretation of these 2 articles of the Constitution, and bench has said that these immunities or these protections are provided to legislators to ensure that they speak without fear or favor inside the House, though these articles are not meant for providing any kind of immunity for any criminal proceedings, particularly which are related to the accepting bribery. And here Supreme Court has said that the earlier judgment was erroneous, and now court has said that if any MP or MLA takes bribery for any statement or for casting his or her vote in a particular manner, they will be prosecuted just like another citizen. These immunities are not provided to give any kind of shelter or any kind of protection from criminal proceedings. And in fact, Supreme Court has also said that these principles which Supreme Court has laid today will also be applicable in the Rajya Sabha Rajya Sabha elections as well as in the elections of the Vice President and President of India. So the interpretation is not only limited to the voting inside the house or any statement inside the house, but also extended to the elections of the president, vice president, and Rajya Sabha polls. Particularly, we have seen in the Rajya Sabha polls that in the past as well that some MPs vote their give their vote to other member which is not part of their party, and in fact another Supreme Court judgment has mentioned that the Rajya Sabha elections are exempted from the disqualification law. So this particular judgment will also be very crucial and important for Rajya Sabha election as well. By and large, Supreme Court has said that there cannot be two categories of treating a person like a citizen can be, or any government official can be tried for accepting bribe, but MPs and MLAs cannot be prosecuted or cannot face any kind of probe for accepting bribes. So these are two very different understandings as far as the criminal law is concerned for bribery, and this kind of ambiguity should not be there. If a person has taken bribe, whether in fact he votes in that particular manner or not, it is not relevant. Once he accepts a bribe, he will have to face the prosecution under Prevention of Corruption Act.
Vikas, thank you for those updates.